I think Deepika has got this secret life going on in her head. In Tamasha, I would have Ved and Tara not getting together in the end. They would be at each other. Jordan will be running and Sejal will be running after him. Harry met Sejal could have been a good prequel.
Hi guys, this is Ekanshi and you're watching this on iDiva. और मैंने सोचा ना था that I will be interviewing my favorite Rockstar, who if I have to describe in one word is pretty damn Chamkila. We have none other than Imtiaz Ali with us today.
Thank you.
Hi sir.
It's a nice introduction.
Thank you.
And thank you for making me aware of this term called talking stage.
Yeah, this is a talking stage and you will learn a lot of other Gen Z words
Nice.
during the course of this interview.
Wonderful.
But congratulations on Chamkila. Like every Imtiaz Ali film, it stays with you. It has still stayed with me even though I watched it the day it released. But
Thank you so much.
it stays and you keep going back to the little details of it, which is beautiful. And I'm sure that there is so much love that's coming your way. But has there been a compliment or a review for the film that has particularly stayed with you?
Actually, what has stayed with me is a lot of people sending me the message of thank you for this film. That is really sweet, different, and very charming. That's very, I feel happy that there is this feeling or sentiment in the audience. Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually, because as a person who gets attached to everything so easily, how do you as a filmmaker not attach yourselves to characters, or do you also tend to get attached?
No, you do attach. You do attach. You then you detach. It is like people go through this in regular life: attachment, detachment, the pain of so-called breakup. Not really.
Yeah.
But that for a filmmaker also happens in his imagined life, in his fiction making life, that you get attached to a certain character or to a film and then you've got to detach from it, and there is some, I guess there is some pain in that also.
Which character of yours has been the most difficult one to detach from?
Veera and Jordan. Veera was in Highway,
Yeah.
Jordan was in Rockstar. Perhaps, not sure, but maybe they were difficult to detach as characters from.
If you could make a sequel or a prequel to any of your films, which one would it be and why?
Harry Met Sejal could have been a good prequel.
When I was watching Chamkila, I never felt like you were trying to portray him in a good light or a bad light.
Sure.
It was just his story as it was. But as a filmmaker, as a storyteller, do you sometimes end up in a situation where you know that this scene in Chamkila or in any other of your works could shed bad light on a character, but you still know that you have to do it?
Yeah. I feel that people don't like good people. People like real people.
Yeah.
People that they can relate to. I knew that the character of Chamkila is in a way flawed. He's done things that one might criticize or judge. But then I wanted to have them in the film because they were reflections of the cracks in society also.
Yeah.
They were reflections in the duplicity in society also. So for me, Chamkila was a case in point. He was representative of the world that we live in, and I wanted both the sides, good and bad.
Yeah, and it came out like that. And one particular scene that stayed with me for a very long time, even till today, is that interview scene where he says that something around the lines of कि मेरी इतनी औकात नहीं है कि मैं सही गलत के बारे में सोचूं. And we often talk about privilege, like a lot of that conversation has sort of started happening, but I never thought that having an opinion about what I'm doing could be right or wrong is also a privilege.
You know, the good thing is that it sheds light on people that come from a very different background from the people that live in cities and that are city slick, and then they use devices, etc. We are talking about people that come from a little differently desperate situation.
Yeah.
Have not really gone to town trying to tell you in the film, but he comes from a very, very impoverished background. He comes from a very disadvantaged background. And to come from there and get into a position where he can earn, he was never going to give that up. I hope that comes through in the film.
I was also reading that you had mentioned that you sent a lot of emails to Diljit during the pre-production of the film. What were those emails about?
I was trying to explain to him what I was finding out about Chamkila, about his role, about how to play, how his performances were, what are the differences that the first email I wrote was about how I saw Diljit's performance in Gurgaon. I have been seeing Chamkila's performances on the net. So I said, the first mail was an analysis of what is different in him versus him. Like how his dancing ability exists for Diljit, but there is no dancing ability as far as Chamkila is concerned. Diljit's full body is in tal, and how Chamkila's only hand is in tal, but feet are walking on a different rhythm. Things like that, so that he could imbibe that in his performance.
And what kind of feedback, not feedback necessarily, but what kind of preparation or expectations you had from Pariniti, that this is the mindset of that character and you sort of have to get into this mindset?
Yeah, so one of the things which was important in Amarjot's portrayal was the fact that she was the only one woman in a whole universe of men.
Yeah.
So while she was singing, she, as a woman of an olden era, back in the village, in a very differently repressed society, she was there, but she knew that people are watching her. But at the same time, she wouldn't make any gesture that makes her look cheap or available to that audience.
Yeah.
Secondly, I told her a lot about the class that Amarjot comes from, the kind of life that she has had, and how to approach that.
Yeah.
And the body language of Amarjot being different from Pariniti, it was important for Pariniti to put on weight, which she did.
Yeah. What do you think are similar traits, could be similar traits between Chamkila and Jordan from Rockstar?
Hardly. I think they are very different as possible. Jordan didn't like music really. Given a choice, he wouldn't do music. It was just he just did it. Chamkila couldn't live without music. He died because of music.
Yeah.
And he always wanted to play music. That's all he wanted to do. Chamkila was a servant of the people. He wanted to serve the audience.
Yeah.
And Jordan had no feeling of affection towards the audience. He was like, he almost discarded the audience. He didn't care for them.
Do you think sometimes the audience is not ready for a film like that?
No, I think what sometimes happens is audience is ready. I mean, audience is not like, they don't have preconceived notions. They watch a poster, they watch a trailer, they hear the talk of a film, and they set their minds about what to expect. Sometimes there is miscommunication in marketing, which I feel was the case in Tamasha. That I think ultimately we ended up making a different promise to the audience. The audience was expecting a candy floss love story kind of thing between these two characters, but it turned out to be a completely different story. People say that audience will not get it or etc. But you have to, deliver to the promise that you're making. And the promise is made in the marketing or the strategy. And then the film has to kind of live up to that.
But moving on to a fun segment, which is called Jab They Met, where I'll give you two characters. And you have to tell me which character would how would the conversation probably go like if these two characters met.
Okay.
The first one is Ved and Geet.
Obviously Geet will start talking and Geet will talk a lot, and then Ved will be say, तू ये सब जो information मुझे दे रही हो, तुझे पता है मैं इंटरपोल का आदमी हूँ और मैं तुझे फंसा सकता हूँ. So I think they will play a game like that. Yeah. It will be fun to watch.
Very fun. Agreed. Chamkila and Veera.
That will be a good. I think they'll get along.
Yeah.
ये बोलेगा, चमकीला बोलेगा कि बीबा जी मैं समझ सकता हूँ आप जो कह रहे हो, बिकॉज मैंने भी अपने आसपास ही यही देखा है, बट मैंने सोचा कि इसको लाइट तरीके से ऑडियंस के सामने पेश करूँ, उसीलिए मैं इस तरह के गाने गाता हूँ क्योंकि मैंने आसपास में यही देखा है अपने. एंड आप जो कह रहे हो वो सच है, मगर ये बहुत खुशी की बात है कि आप भी बोल पा रहे हो ये सारी चीज़ें. आई थिंक दैट विल बी द कम्युनिकेशन.
Would be comforting to watch.
Very comforting to watch, yeah. And I think they'll get along very well. Yeah. They'll be friends.
Friends, agreed. Okay. Harry and Tara.
That's another interesting combination because I think what will happen is that Tara will somehow become Harry's shrink.
I agree.
Harry will start talking to her. What will happen is that Harry might try to hit on her.
Yeah.
And Tara will say that, please don't waste your time, you know.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. And then Harry will be like, thank God you said that, now we can chill. Now we can relax. I almost as a default setting do this. And Tara would say, why? And then he would just rant.
Yeah.
He'd just pour out his whole feelings, and Tara would just, I think be able to guide him.
Agreed. Jordan and Sejal.
Oh my God. They would be at each other. Jordan will be running and Sejal will be running after him. I think that's what it will be. Because Jordan will turn around and say, यार नहीं करना मेरे को. तुमसे मैं मतलब तू क्यों मेरे पीछे आ रही है? And Sejal will be like, अरे मैं वही बोल रही हूँ नहीं, तुम समझ नहीं पा रहे हो नहीं, उसीलिए तुमको बार-बार बोलना पड़ता है. तुम्हारी खोपड़ी क्या घास चरने गई है?
Love.
This is how it will be.
Yeah, love it. But your daughter is a Gen Z, and since I am also a Gen Z, I'll tell you some words that are being this is how a Gen Z relationship basically looks like. So there is a talking stage, obviously, which figures कि हमें बात करनी भी है आगे या नहीं. Then usually चीज़ें talking stage पे ही खत्म हो जाती हैं, कि उस talking stage कुछ ज़्यादा ही लंबा चल जाता है. Then there is a situationship where you don't know if you're in a relationship.
What is the situationship?
Yeah.
Nice.
कुछ हो भी रहा है नहीं. Then ideally the next step should be a relationship or just not talk to each other. But then comes the series of breadcrumbing, which is giving somebody crumbs of attention. Then
Breadcrumbing. Okay.
Yeah. Then zombieing them.
Which is
ghost. So ghosting is just completely not replying to them, but zombieing is you reply and you show up whenever you feel like at your convenience. Then there will be a lot of benching, which is putting people on the bench as options, because there are so many options today, and it just never ends up being a relationship, क्योंकि इसी में घूमते रहते हैं.
Got it.
But what would a Gen Z Imtiaz Ali film look like? Because even though Gen Z is ये stage में घूमते रहते हैं, but we also love, which is very hypocritical.
For sure. No. For sure, your demons are internal. I think what might happen. This is आपने जो बताया ना कि this is the sequence. I think in my movie it would be just the reverse. For some reason, people will do the final thing first.
Yeah.
The sequence can also be changed a little bit. Then there can be breadcrumbing after. And then after that, maybe there'll be the talking stage. The talking stage can be the last stage.
The last stage.
And the talking stage could be the stage which they feel is the real union of two people.
Moving on to a very quick, fun, rapid fire. How would Imtiaz Ali direct a horror film?
The ghost will be a lady. And the man would be somebody who wants to be haunted by her. And the ghost would be a bit scared of the human being, because she knows that this is how she lost her life. Now she doesn't want to lose her whatever status, ghost status also. That can be a story.
There's also another Gen Z term that I was just going to say to describe it, but I'll tell you first that you ate and left no crumbs. Which is like perfect. On point.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
Would your horror film also be a musical?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, this I think the ghost can be a film actress or a musician, like some singer or something, and it's her ghost that moves around. So it's even more interesting and scary, you know.
Yeah.
Like we've had films in the past where there is this ghost song happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, a romantic ghost story. I think I'll make this film someday. This one I'm liking.
Yes, perfect. You heard it here first. Okay. Your comfort Bollywood film?
Sholay. Yeah, I can watch Sholay anytime. And another one, Andaz Apna Apna. I can watch it any number of times, and I really just like it's a stress buster. There are some books also like that. There is The Godfather and Catch-22 like that for me.
Catch-22 was in Tamasha as well, right?
Yeah,
I remember. Okay. If you could go back and change one thing in any one film of yours, like a scene change or some like ending change or starting change, which one would it be and what would you change?
In Tamasha, I would have Ved and Tara not getting together in the end. But Ved would still bow in front of her and say that you are my inspiration and you have made me who I am. But Tara would have moved on by then.
It hurts my romantic heart, but I also get it.
Yeah, because the story is really about the muse and the artist.
Which characters of yours would use these Gen Z words? The first one is my favorite. Delulu is the only Selulu.
Geet would be like this. And Jordan would also perhaps be like this.
Delulu.
These two.
Perfect. Doing it for the plot.
This sounds like Aditya.
And lastly, talking stage. Which one of your characters would perpetually be in talking stages?
Geet. She'll be in the talking stage in every stage.
Agreed.
Yeah.
ठीक है. One thing you learnt about the following actors when you worked with them that you were amused by. Diljit.
He's very reserved and he finds it very difficult to express his affection.
Okay. Pariniti.
Pariniti is very social and very charming. She's very easy and fun to talk to.
Okay. Ranbir.
Ranbir just spends time just staring at the ceiling.
Okay. Deepika.
I think Deepika has got this secret life going on in her head. Very charming.
Okay. Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan is damn interested in people. Very interested in people. Even Ranbir is. Very, very interested in others. That's very charming.
And lastly, Tripti.
Tripti is just, she speaks in such a funny manner. If she speaks so well, you know, these girls from mountains, they speak in a very nice way, but she's also very funny. And you will miss her humor.
Which one of your film's dialogues do you find yourself quoting the most?
I was going to play a joke by saying "Mainu bida karo," but no, don't get that.
Also, really, no. Like I'll tell you, the Gen Zs have a very self-depreciating sense of humor.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I understand.
So that's why I laughed, because I get the sense you're coming from.
I don't know. I don't quote any of my dialogues, I think.
Thank you so much for doing this with me. I today feel like my life has come to a full circle.
Oh no, this is just the beginning. After the circle, there is another bigger circle.
Yeah, hopefully. And I do want to tell everybody कि जो ढूंढते हैं वो मिल जाता है, for sure. But can you please have the hamper? Here is your hamper.
Thank you so much.
It has a lot of stuff, and this bag says also something.
This iDiva is Delulu. Now I know what that means. Nice. It's good to be.
Delulu.
In a way, you've got to balance it out, but then it's good to be Delulu.
Yeah, but thank you so much for doing this
Thank
with me.
you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And
Take
this
care.
was great and just very happy. आज मैं बहुत ही आराम से सोने वाली हूँ. But thank you so much. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.